Good morning everyone. In this video I'm just going to present the step-by-step procedure for VLAN configuration with switch authentication. So basically before starting this tutorial, I just want to give a brief about what VLAN is. VLAN, by the name, it is virtual LAN. So it is nothing but a logical grouping of networking devices. So basically in LAN communication, so the network administrator will have the privilege to group the devices into n number of VLANs. So for basically based on the functions, their functionality, this can be done. So for example, if I need to do a grouping of faculty, I can have a VLAN named faculty and I can give a VLAN number for that as an identity, like VLAN 1 for faculty, VLAN 2 for student, and VLAN 3 for administrative purpose. I create a admin VLAN. Like that I can go on making partitioning of the number of devices available in the LAN communication itself. So in order to reduce the burden of the network administrator, we prefer this VLAN. Mostly in large organization, organization, they will prefer this VLAN community in order to reduce the size of the broadcast domains. So this VLAN helps us to solve the broadcast problem mainly, and it allows us to add additional layer of security also, and thereby it makes the device management easier for the network administrator. Actually it allows us to implement the logical grouping of the devices in a LAN based on their function, but instead of going with the location. Actually this VLAN will work in a single geographical interface. So with this I just move on to the demonstration of VLAN configuration with switch authentication. We'll start with the basics, like how to make the topology. So for this topology I'm just going to make the VLAN configuration. We can take the network devices from the so we can take the switch from the network devices, it at the bottom you can refer, and you can have the end devices from the network end devices side. See, routers, switches are all at the bottom, and you have the end devices here. So I'm just placing 5 end devices. So 5 PCs I need for this. I just placing that. So, and I have a switch. So in that I'm just going to the network devices. So I'm just going to have a switch 2960 at the middle. Now I have to connect all the PCs with the switch. For that I'm just going to connect it with straight through cable using fast Ethernet. I'm just connecting this. Okay, done. So first I have finished the configuration part. Now I'm just moving on to the physical addressing part. You remember how to give the physical addressing. The same procedure I'm going to follow here also. Just click on the first PC. Now I'm going to do that. Let us continue with me with the steps. See, before going into the configuration, I just want to show you the addressing table which I'm going to use for this particular topology. It is given here. So based on this, I'm just going to do my configuration for all the PCs. Before that, I have to partition the PCs with the different VLANs. Here, for tutorial purpose, I have taken 3 VLANs, namely VLAN 50 and VLAN 99 and VLAN 60. and I'm just going to use this VLAN 50 for student purpose and VLAN 99 for faculty purpose and VLAN 60 for admin purpose. It is not necessary that you have to go with the same VLAN IDs, and basically this 50, 99 and 60 are the IDs for VLAN, and this can be any number between 1 to 4094. So any number you can choose. So I have chosen these numbers. It's not necessary that you have to use the same VLAN numbers. You can go with your own VLAN number and try, right? And after that I have allocated two PCs for VLAN 50, namely PC0 and PC2 with the VLAN 50, and PC1 and PC3 I have connected with the VLAN 99, and PC3 I have assigned that for VLAN 60 as admin purpose. Now with this I just going to do the physical configuration for logical addressing for all the PCs. That procedure already we know. I'm just going to follow that. So for that we have two way to configure, that you know, right? Either we can go with GUI interface, that is by going with the config table, or I can go with the CLI interface. For this I am just going with config table as usual. I'm just clicking the PC0. So I'm just following the table which I have given here. For PC0 the IP address I'm going to use as 192.168.10.1. I'm just going there. In the config table for fast Ethernet, we just give that IP address. When I press tab, the subnet mask will automatically come. That's it. Next for PC1 config fast Ethernet, from the table I'm just going to get the value. For PC1 I have chosen this IP address, so I'm just giving that. It is not necessary that you have to choose the same address which I have used here. You can go with your own address, network address, right? Okay. Next for PC2 I'm just going config fast Ethernet. From the table for PC2 I have given this address. I'm just copying that. I'm just giving that. Press tab. Close. For PC3 I'm just going for giving the address. Selected fast Ethernet. From the table I have selected the value for PC3. I'm just giving that. Press tab, subnet mask will automatically come. Then finally for PC5 I'm just going for config table fast Ethernet 0. The IP address I have given for this VLAN 60 is 10.0.0.2. Just copied that and I'm just going to give that as IP address here. Press tab, subnet mask will automatically come. So now I have given the IP address for all the PCs. That part is done. Now next step what I have to do is, see, before that I just want to make a note here. So for my understanding I'm just giving that this VLAN that is PC0 belongs to VLAN 50, right? I'm just doing that. VLAN 50, this is for my understanding. And PC1 belongs to VLAN 99. PC2 belongs to VLAN 50 again. And PC3 belongs to VLAN 99. And PC4 belongs to VLAN 60. Right? Okay. So now physical configuration is over. Next what I have to do is to check the default VLAN. I'm just going to check what are all the default VLANs available. Before creating my VLANs, I'm just going to check what are the VLANs available. For that I'm just selecting the switch. See, you have two options. Either you can go with the config that is with GUI interface. This you know, right? This is with GUI interface. This also you can use for interfacing all the fast Ethernets with the switch to create the VLAN. Everything you can go with this also. Also another option is you can go with command line interface. This is what I'm going to use today for this tutorial. So just go to the command line interface. First we have to go to the switch mode, right? So for that I'm just press enter. Press enter. So I have got the switch. Now when you see angle bracket along with switch, it shows that it is not in enabled state. You are not able to do any configuration with this particular switch. So to make it enable, I'm just press typing enable, the keyword, so the command I am giving to enable the switch. Then now the switch is enabled. You can come to know that the switch is enabled or not by seeing a hashtag along with the switch. So if you see this hash symbol along with switch, it is in enable mode. Now I'm going to see what are all the default VLANs available in this network. I'm just typing show VLAN for that. This is the command which will display the default VLANs available. So I just pressed enter. So see, you have 5 default VLANs available already, and this default VLANs we cannot disturb, or we are not able to delete it, or we are not able to modify it. Now just I have noticed the VLANs. Now I'm just going to just entered into the enable configuration mode for switch. Now I'm just going to enter into the configuration mode because I have to create the VLANs, right? So for that, what I have to do is I just move on into config table. So config T for configuration mode. I just press enter. Now I have entered into the configuration terminal. Now I have to create one by one VLAN, right? First I just create VLAN 50, enter. I'm just going to give a name for that. Name it as student. Done. Then next one is VLAN 99. This is for faculty, so I am naming it as faculty. The third one is VLAN 60 and I am naming it as admin. That's it. I have created 3 VLAN and I named the VLANs also. Now I am just exiting this mode. Exit. Now I exit the configuration terminal. Press enter. Now I am going to see what are the VLANs available now with the command show VLAN. See, along with the default VLANs, the VLANs which I created is also visible now. So 50 for students, 60 is for admin and 99 for faculty. So they are in active status. Now press enter, Control Z, you come out of that. Now what I am going to do now is I am going to interface the fast Ethernet with the VLAN, that is the fast Ethernet with the switch. So for that I am going to give the certain commands. So again I am entering into config terminal, config T. So now what I have to do is I am going to interface the fast Ethernet. So first I will interface the fast Ethernet interface, the fast Ethernet 0/1. So what I am actually doing is I am connecting each and every fast Ethernet with the switch. I am going to interface this with the this VLAN to this switch. I am going to configure. So for that I am just starting with the first fast Ethernet. So interface fast Ethernet 0/1 I have given. For this I have to give switch port mode access. I'll tell you what this command is. So what actually I'm doing here is I have created some VLAN and they are active. Now what I am doing this here is I'm assigning the ports to the corresponding VLANs. For that only I'm just going to continue this process. So the switch port mode access will allow you to give the access to the port. That is, it will help you to connect the VLANs with the ports. So that part I am doing here. For that only I am giving switch access port, sorry, with switch port mode access. So I have given that command. You can see that here. So after that I will press enter. So if I do so for all the interface, all the first Ethernet, it will assign the ports to all the VLANs. So for that only I am doing this. So first I have given this. I have given the type, given the command switch port mode access. You press enter. Sorry, I mistyped it. Switch port mode access, enter. Now after that what I have to give, to which VLAN I am going to give the port access. For that I am giving switch port access to this fast Ethernet is going to be connected with VLAN 50, that I know, right? VLAN 50. So this is with PC0. So PC0 I have connected with VLAN 50. So I am giving switch port access VLAN 50. So this will be connected with VLAN 50. After that I am just giving exit. This connection is done. So I have to repeat the same step for all other fast Ethernets also. So next one is interface fast Ethernet /3. Why I am going for 0/3 means 0/3, that fast Ethernet is with PC 2. So which is also belongs to VLAN 50. So first I will finish the VLAN 50, then I will move on to the next VLAN. So now I am giving switch port mode access. So I am giving switch port access to VLAN 50 for this particular Ethernet. Done. So now I am exiting that part. Again I have to do it for next fast Ethernet cable. So fast Ethernet 0/2. So 0/2 is the next Ethernet I am going to connect with the port. So switch port mode access. Switch port access to, this belongs to VLAN 99, right? So I am just giving VLAN 99, enter. Now exit. So another one fast Ethernet connected with this is interface fast Ethernet 0/4. Alright, 0/4. For that again I am giving switch port mode access, then switch port access VLAN 99. That's it, right? Now exit. Now again for the last one, so interface fast Ethernet 0/5. Am I right? So for that again switch port mode access, switch port access, this belongs to VLAN 60, right? So I am just giving VLAN and 60 for this. Am I right? Then I am just exit. I'm exiting from the configure mode itself. Now I have exited. So now I have connected all the fast Ethernets with the respective VLANs, right? Now I can ensure this by going to see the VLANs available. So again I use the command show VLAN. This time if you see, uh, previously when I displayed the VLANs, only I have seen the VLANs created and they are in active status, but the ports connected are not visible at that time. Now if you see, the fast Ethernet 0/1 and fast Ethernet 0/3 connected with student VLAN, and fast Ethernet 0/5 with admin, and fast Ethernet 0/2 and fast Ethernet 0/4 are interfaced with faculty VLAN. So then we have to go for the next stage. Now I have created and I have connected that interfaced with the fast Ethernets with the switch, right? Now what I am going to do is I am going to enable the VLAN 60 with a remote access privilege. So to do that, I am just going to VLAN 60 assigned with the IP address, right? For that I am going to do that with the CLI interface. You can go with config GUI interface also, but I am going with CLI interface. So these commands will help you to give the IP address for the VLAN 60. So I am just entering into the config terminal. Config terminal I have entered. After that I am just going to interface the VLAN 60. So I am just giving interface VLAN 60. With this switch I am going to do. Am I right? So for that I have given VLAN 60, that is interface VLAN 60 I have given. I press enter. Right? Again if you enter, you will see this configuration terminal. So now I have to give the IP address for this VLAN 60. So IP address I type. What is the IP address I have for the VLAN 60? Just I can refer from the table. See, for a switch, that is the IP address is this one. So I just copied it. I'm just pasting that here. I'm just pasting it. The subnet mask is also available in the table. You can use that also. I'm just copying it and I'm just pasting that here. So it is here you have to give the subnet mask by manual, right? But if you go with this GUI interface, that is through config table, only IP address you can give, that is enough. When you press tab, the subnet mask will automatically come. But in CLI interface, you have to give the IP address as well as after a space you have to give the subnet mask also. Then after giving this, I just press enter. Now when you are giving for a router or switch, the IP address is given. After that, in the previous video or in the previous exercise, I have told you to enable the port into switch on mode, right? You have given the port access as switched on. For that, the equivalent command you have to give here is no shutdown. So you must give this, otherwise the port will not be enabled. So I have given that no shutdown command. Press enter. Now the port is enabled, it is switched on. So now the IP address is over. So I am just exiting this mode. Again I am coming out of the configuration terminal. I exit. So to verify this, I can go and ping the message and I can check whether the connectivity has been done or not. For that I am just going to the topology and I'm just going to check whether the connectivity is enabled or not. For that, what I am to check the connectivity of the VLAN 60, right? What I am going to do is I am just going to click on the PC which belongs to VLAN 60. I am just going to that. I am just going to desktop command prompt. In that I am just giving the ping message. With that I am just giving the IP address of the switch 10.0.0.1. So this is the IP address of the switch. And just press enter. It start pinging. See, I received 3 packets. So if again I ping, I'll receive all the 4 packets. That's it. So the connectivity is happening. So from VLAN 60, I'm able to ping the message to the switch, right? So the VLAN 60 is connected. Now, next what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give some remote access privilege to the VLAN 60, right? With some admin privilege, that is some authentication I'm going to give for the VLAN 60. So that is for the switch, I'm going to give that. So what I'm doing is, I'm just going to the switch. I'm going to the CLI mode. Just press enter and just press enter. So I have reached the switch enable mode. So switch is in enable mode, that I can ensure now. So I'm just entering into the config terminal, config T, and just giving. Now to give password, so authentication privileges to this switch, what I have to do is, the first command I have to give is line VTY 0 space 15. So this is the command which helps you to give the password, enable password as well as login password, whatever you want you can give. For that you have to start with this line VTY 0 space 15. This command you have to give, right? Now, so it asks you for the password. So now I'm just going to give the password. I will type password, because this is the password. To ensure that, I'm just typing password, and I'm just giving any password, right? I'm just giving it as LA, the first 2 letters of my name. So I have given the enable password. This is enable password, remember. Now even if I want, I can give login password also. So I'm just type login. So it means that I'm going to set the password for login. So for that, what I'm doing is, I have typed login and then press enter. Now I'm enabling the secret password, right, for login. So that I'm just typing enable secret. So this is secret password, that is login password. To ensure that, I'm just typing enable space secret space my password. I'm just giving as TL, right? It's my text I'm giving. The password you can give anything, right? Okay, now press enter. I have given the passwords, everything. Now I just exit, enter. Now to check whether the remote access and authentication is given for the switch. So to do that, what I'm going to do is click on the PC which belongs to the admin, that I have clicked, and now I'm going to command prompt. I'm just going to the command prompt. Through desktop, I have to go to the command prompt. Here I just type telnet. This is the command to check the authentication, telnet, and the IP address of the switch that I am giving 10.0.0.1. I have typed this, enter. So it is trying to open it, but it is it is authenticated, that is, it has been enabled with some password. Only then I can enable it. So for that, it is giving for user access verification. It asks for a password. So for enabling, I have given a password that I am giving. So it enabled the switch. Now only it enabled the switch. Directly you are not going for the switch. So again, if I want to check whether the login password is working. So now this is authenticated. Now I have to enable it, right? So I just type enable. Enable. Now it is not directly enabling. Previously when I done this in CLI prompt, there when I type enable along with the switch angle bracket, it has turned into switch with a hash symbol, right? But now it is asking for password because I have set a login password. So I have to give that. I have given the password. Now the switch is in enable mode. So what I come to know is, I have assigned the remote access privilege for the admin VLAN. So like this I can do it for any VLAN, right? So if I want to give the enable access, that is remote access privilege for the student VLAN or else with the faculty VLAN, that also possible. So I have checked the connectivity also, and also I have given the remote access privilege also. Thereby we have finished VLAN configuration with switch authentication. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.